Hey Akio LeakyCon girls! My question this week is if you could have one piece of Harry Potter merch, what would it be? So that goes to Astra. And my question that I got asked this week was, what do I think is the most annoying thing in the movie? This was a really hard question because though I watch the movies incessantly, a lot of them drive me up the wall. So I'd say for the most annoying thing from the movies, I'd have to say the entirety of Goblet of Fire. Though I didn't like Prisoner of Azkaban either, I detested the film adaptation of Goblet of Fire. It was atrocious when they made it into an action movie, when there was so much substance in the book that they just completely ignored. Okay, so the theme this week is our favorite character, and this is another really tough question for me because I tend to like a lot of pairs, like the character and then their foil. So I like Harry and Draco, I like Voldemort and Dumbledore. I love the pairs and the way they interact. So it's really hard to separate them. I mean, I don't really love Harry, but I love the interaction with Draco and the way you can compare them. I actually hate Harry. I can't do it. I can't separate them. I already talked about my intense love for Dumbledore and Voldemort. And the reason I love them both is because I love Dumbledore because of being the fatherly figure that forgives Harry for being this incompetent wizard that is placed in this horrendous position that he so can't handle because he's Harry and he's incompetent and dumb and anyway, I'm not going to get into why I hate Harry. It's not what this video is about. But I love his unconditional love for Harry, despite how much Harry totally messes up in the books. He's always there for Harry. And I love his past that we learn about in Deathly Hallows, how he's actually a real character. I mean, I never thought that he was two-dimensional, like some of the characters that I feel are kind of two-dimensional in the books, or a little bit more so than the other ones, but it just brought so much to this character, and especially when you think about the relationship between him and Grindelwald, or the possible relationship, whether it was actually a romantic relationship or whether Grindelwald didn't actually reciprocate the feelings that Dumbledore had for him. It's fascinating. And then you bring Voldemort into that, and how he's so much like Dumbledore in that they have so much talent and they're so alike. They come from troubled families just like he and Harry do. They come from so many of the same things and to see how differently they turned out, just like how differently Harry and Voldemort turned out, and you examine that psychologically, you examine that from a literary standpoint, it's fascinating. I think it's really hard to separate those two. Other than that, I mean, I love Luna, I love Fleur, I love Narcissa, I love Bellatrix, I like Hermione. I wouldn't say I love her, but I love the way she interacts with the others in the trio, because let's face it, they wouldn't have survived without Hermione. She's actually the only one in the trio that I really can stand. So in that way, she's one of my favorites. I love Snape. I loved Snape from the beginning, actually. I didn't know, like, from Sorcerer's Stone, reading it as a 12-year-old, that he was good, but I thought he was fascinating, and I knew that there was a story there. I just didn't know what it was. And as the books went on, I pretty much knew he was good the whole time. I mean, it was fairly obvious. He's another fascinating character for me, and I love the story between him and Lily and how he actually kept this love alive for her when most men would have been like, oh, whatever, she ended up with another guy, I'm gonna give up. But he really did all he could to keep that alive, and I am not gonna cry in this video, I refuse, but it's a beautiful story. So I guess those are my favorite characters. Did I say Fleur? I like Fleur. I think I said that. And I really just like her because, I don't know, I always felt kind of a connection because I like to tell myself that I like Fleur, hence my username on a lot of boards and stuff, and on YouTube, but I know I probably don't look like her. I look like her in terms of the coloring in the books, but that's probably about it. But I think because I felt like I looked like her and I wanted to play her in the movies so bad, even though I'm not French at all, I kind of felt this relationship with her throughout the books and kind of felt like I understood her more than a lot of other readers did, apparently, because a lot of people hated her. I'm gonna stop, since this is what is your favorite character, instead of explain your relationship with every character in the book, which apparently cat's trying to do today. So I guess I will see you tomorrow, Casey.